Let me ask you a question. Can you really visualize yourself to success? Visualization is a simple technique that you can use to create a strong and emotional mental image of something you want to be, do, and have in the future. And when we visualize our desired outcome, we begin to see the possibility of achieving it, which makes us feel driven and motivated to pursue our goals. Hey there, this is Sean from studymotivation.com, and in this video, we are going to talk about visualization. We are going to talk about why it is powerful and why it works. And I'm going to show you studies and real life examples of people who practice visualization and achieve outstanding success in their lives. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you will learn more about success and personal development. So, let's get started. Have you ever wondered what Olympic athletes do or think right before they compete? Imagine you are in their position. See the hundreds of thousands of people in the stadium. Imagine millions of people are going to watch you perform or compete on TV, and you have spent years waiting for this day to come. And you can't afford to make any mistake. You must do your best and win. How does that make you feel? Nervous, isn't it? But do you know what professional athletes do the moment before they compete? They practice visualization. They see themselves performing at their best, beat their competitors, and winning the championship. Why? Because when you see yourself performing at your best, you increase your chances of doing that and hence winning the competition. On the other hand, if you picture yourself making mistakes, failing to score, and losing the game, you will increase the likelihood of that as well. And that is what visualization will do for you. It is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you see yourself winning, you increase your chances of performing better and winning at life. On the contrary, when you picture yourself making mistakes and losing the game, you are more likely to fail. And visualization isn't just discovered in the modern world. It was practiced centuries ago. More than 2,000 years ago, Greek philosopher Aristotle described the process of visualization this way. First, have a definite, clear, practical idea, a goal and objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends, wisdom, money, material, and methods. Third, adjust all your means to that end. There was a study conducted by Dr. Biasotto at the University of Chicago about mental rehearsal and visualization. Dr. Biasotto recruited basketball players and then divided them into 3 groups and tested each group on how many free throws they could make. The first group was told to practice free throws every day for an hour. The second group was told to visualize themselves making the free throw. And the third group was the control group, and they did nothing. After 30 days, Dr. Biasotto tested their free throws, and you will be surprised with the result. The third group, the control group, the group that did nothing, their free throw skills did not improve, which was expected, right? But the first group, where the player physically practiced the free throw, saw an improve of 24%. And the second group, where the players practice visualization and see themselves practicing free throws without physically touching the ball, saw an improve of 23%. This is why visualization is powerful. According to scientists who did brain research using brain imaginary techniques, visualization works because neurons in our brains interpret the visual as equivalent to a real life action. Neurons are your brain cells, and when you visualize an act, the brain generates an impulse that tells your neurons to perform the movement, and this will create a new neural pathway that primes your physical body to act in a way consistent to what you imagined. When you imagine yourself going through a good experience, you feel good, right? And when you imagine yourself going through something bad, you feel bad, correct? In other words, your thoughts or the visuals you run in your head will determine your emotions, and your emotions will determine your action. This is why when you visualize yourself drinking a glass of lemon juice, you will have more saliva in your mouth. even if it isn't real, okay? You imagine it, your brain makes it real. This is why when you see yourself achieving all the success you want, you feel great. And when you feel great and are inspired, you tend to take more action. And when you take more action, of course, you will get more results, right? And this is why visualization works. Jack Nicklaus, a retired professional golfer who was considered to be one of the greatest golfers of all time, once said these words: "I never hit a shot, not even in practice, without having a very sharp, in-focus picture of it in my head. First, I see the ball where I want it to finish, nice and white and sitting up high on the bright green grass. Then the scene quickly changes and I see the ball going there, its path, trajectory and shape, even its behavior on landing. Then there is a sort of fade out and the next scene shows me making the kind of swing that will turn the previous images into reality." Now, have you heard about vision board? Do you know that you can use a vision board to help you visualize better? I want to share with you a real life story that inspired me to create my vision board. This is a story from John Assaraf. He was the person who popularized the use of vision boards to attract the things you want in life. And I'm going to read you his story about how he created vision boards and visualized his way to success. In 1995, John Assaraf created a vision board and put it up on the wall in his home office. Whenever he saw a materialistic thing he wanted or a trip he wanted to take, he'd get a photo of it and glue it to the board. Then he'd see himself already enjoying the object of his desire. And in May 2000, having just moved into his new home in Southern California a few weeks earlier, he was sitting in his office at 7:30 a.m. when his 5-year-old son Keenan came in and sat on a couple of boxes that had been in storage for 4 years. Keenan asked his father what was in the boxes. When John told him his vision boards were in the boxes, Keenan replied, "Your vision what?" So John opened one of the boxes to show Keenan a vision board. John smiled as he looked at the first board and saw pictures of a Mercedes sports car, a watch and some other items, all of which he had acquired by then. But as he pulled out the second board, he began to cry. On that board was a picture of the house he has just bought and was living in. Not a house like it, but the exact house. The 7,000 square foot house that sits on 6 acres of spectacular view, with a 3,000 square foot guest house and office complex, a tennis court, and 320 orange trees. That very home was a home he had seen in a picture that he had cut out of Dream Homes magazine 4 years earlier. John Assaraf inspired me to write down my goals and create my own vision boards. And you know what? The same experience happened to me. Some time ago, when I was cleaning my house and organizing my workstation, I discovered the goals that I've written down many years ago. I also found the vision boards I created a long time ago. Guess what? I was hit by a similar situation just like John Assaraf. I was touched because most of the goals I wrote down and most of the things I put on my vision boards actually came true. For instance, I said I wanted to bring my mother to see the Great Wall of China. I did. It happened. And I also wanted to have my own house and also invest in real estate, which also came true. I'm living in the house that I bought years ago, and I also have a couple of investment properties right now. It sounds a little crazy when you think about it, but visualization or mental rehearsal works. By the way, I've learned so much about personal development and success from John Assaraf, and I suggest you to do the same. There's a free training given by John called Change Your Brain, Change Your Income. You can register for the free training using the link in the description box below. Trust me, you will love it. It is true that visualization is powerful, but too many people bought into the idea that all you need to do is visualize and you will have it. Wrong. Success doesn't work this way. Jim Carrey, the Hollywood actor who also practiced visualization, once said this in an interview. "I would visualize things come to me. It would just make me feel better. Visualization works if you work hard. That's the thing. You can't just visualize and go eat a sandwich. That's right, you can't just visualize and go eat a sandwich. You can't just think about becoming a millionaire and imagine yourself spending the money but you don't do the work. You can visualize and attract all the things that you want, but you must also put in the work. Money won't fall from the sky or automatically go into your bank account, right? And that is why I suggest you take the training and learn from John Assaraf. You will discover the right method to visualize and attract the wealth and the success you want into your life. So make sure you check out the link in the description box. I hope you enjoy this video. And if you love this video, smash the like button and hit subscribe right now. And I will see you soon. That's all for now. See ya.